Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler platter series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. How old do you think I am? Like, how old do you think I look? Be interested to hear your answers. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. But that's not the case today. I actually picked up this item as well as the item that I just reviewed a few days ago. I was out at the supermarket. I was over there and I was looking around. I was just buying basic supplies, but I always try to keep my eyes open for any potential stuff I can review. And I went over there and I saw these two items and I was like, sure, man, that seems like a thing I can review. The first thing was Boom from Stōk or Stōk, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is their mocha cream cold brew coffee, what the fuck ever. Go watch that review if you're interested in my take on it. But they had more than one flavor, as you would imagine. And so, what am I reviewing for you today, folks? It's Boom! It's also from Stōk or Stōk or whatever. It's their caramel cream, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's 195 milligrams caffeine. It supports focus, all that good stuff. And then, yeah, so it's a cold brew caramel cream flavored. So let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like it's got a cat on this one. The other one had a moose. It's like this, and we'll go, ha 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 ha. Sure, man. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not a moose again, but then as a cat owner, it's like, well, you know. So, but yeah, and the only reason why I brought up the question about how old do you think I am is because I was at work, and one of my coworkers, I joked about how old I'm getting, and he's like, fuck that! He's like, you barely look like you're 30, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on, dude? I sure as shit hope I didn't look like this when I was 30. Let's give it a go. Not much of a scent, but you know, it's coffee. Okay. I like this more than I like the mocha one. I feel like the caramel flavor carries a little bit better than the mocha did. The mocha flavor for me was, again, I mean, if you want like my full take on it, but I felt it was just a little bit too subtle. With the caramel, it's more pronounced, and I think it plays a little bit bigger role, and it's just a nicer overall experience. You know, like you do get a nice little hint of caramel going throughout it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then as far as anything else is concerned, it's nearly identical, if not entirely identical, in terms of the drinking sensation, the sort of textural qualities of it. It's a very smooth drink, very easy to drink. That was one of the positive aspects I had to say about the mocha one. You know, they make mention of the fact that, you know, it's not bitter, and yeah, it's not bitter. It's kind of semi-sweet. You know, the caramel adds a little extra sweetness to it, but like, it's not like a dessert drink or anything like that. You know, I feel like it's bordering more on the lines, because with coffee stuff, I mean, I'm not a huge coffee guy, you know, when it's just straight coffee. I like it when it's just stuff in it, you know, so it just tastes better. And for me personally, it kind of fringes the line a little bit, like between like being like more of a coffee drink and more of a dessert drink. I would say it's more on the coffee side of it. But I do appreciate the fact that it's not bitter or anything like that. You know, it's a nice thing. One thing I will say, though, the more I'm drinking this, and either this could be one of two things. It could be, I have learned from doing these reviews, when you go in for that first sip, especially from something that's been canned, typically that is either the best or the worst sip of whatever that drink is. Because that's like where you get like the most flavor. like it's been canned and now it's been released. And I kind of feel like maybe that was the case with that first sip, because I do feel like the caramel flavor has now become more muted. And the other possibility is that maybe just as I'm drinking it, maybe my taste buds are just adjusting. But yeah, I'm not getting quite the nice caramel flavor that I was getting before with that first hit. Like, it's still there a little bit, but it's more kind of a fringe flavor. Whereas the first one, it felt a little bit more at the forefront. That's a damn shame. If it had continued to taste like that, and yeah, again, some of that could be just, excuse me, beard hair. Some of that could just be my taste buds adjusting to it, but like, I mean, even if that's the case, then that says a lot for the level of caramel flavoring. Like, it should still be getting more from it. I think more so it was probably just that first hit was the strongest hit of it. Because now it's sort of just topped out. And it's just, yeah, doesn't have that same level of flavor. That's a shame. It's not bad. I still think I like it more than the mocha, but the fact that the flavor sort of leveled out the way that it did. All right. Well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, and not really. Sorry, Stōk or Stōk or whatever you want. Like, I mean, look, this is one of those things where it's like, it's not. When it comes to whether or not I'm going to do something or I'm going to recommend it, a lot of factors come into play. And like a lot of times there might be an item that for me personally, I wouldn't recommend it, but at the same time for other people, I can recognize that it's a good product. It's just not meant for me. The thing is that with these, I don't feel like that's the case. Like, I drink this type of stuff. I work weird hours and stuff. So, a lot of times having some, some coffee-based beverages around is a nice thing for me. And the problem I'm running into with both of these is, like, they're just extremely mediocre. Like, they're not bad. I don't think they're bad products, but I do feel like they're unnecessary products. I feel like there's already a market that's got plenty of options available, some of which have been around for a good long time. Obviously you have like the Starbucks double shots and stuff like that. Or Frappuccinos, or like there's just an abundance of stuff out there that I feel works better than this. And again, I don't feel like these are bad, but it's like, for me, if you want me to invest what I need from you, it's not only do I want, a good product, but I want something that's going to be, you need to give me a reason to choose you over the other stuff. This does not do that. It gives me a reason to choose this over bad stuff because it's good, but it's as blatantly good as it can possibly be without rising above that. So like it doesn't reach into something. And I mean, maybe if they'd done like a salted caramel, maybe if they'd done something, maybe like a Mexican style mocha, something to give me a little bit more to bite into, because at the end of the day, like, they're both fine, but neither of them stands out. Neither of them really speak to me as a product that I need to go back for. And if I'm recommending it, it's that same thing. It's like, yeah, you could get it. I don't think you'll actively dislike them, but I genuinely think that this is one of those things where, unless you already have a specific temperament and preference for it for some reason, there's just better stuff out there, like these aren't bad, but like they're just extremely basic, and they feel like they're just doing the bare minimum to get by. So sorry, Stōk or Stōk or whatever, I don't hate your product or anything, but I think you need to up your game a little bit. I'm just saying. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly better coffee-tastic rest of your life. In fact, I'm half tempted to go get some proper coffee. I'm not going to, because I've already got these 2 things opened up, and I want to go out later on for some food anyway, so I'll forego it. But final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, in my last review, the one where I did the mocha cream thing, I asked at the end of it, I was like, hey, are any of you guys, any of you fine folks interested in gaming at all, like video games and stuff, because that's something that I have a particular fondness for. In this one, for shits and giggles, we'll continue on with a similar theme. What about music? What's your personal thing? Obviously, I think that I have something of an association with music through my channel. I mean, depends on which videos you watch, but the ones where I'm wearing like my civilian clothes, a lot of times I'm highlighting some sort of band shirt that I have. Let me know, like, what are your personal music tastes, Like, are you in any of the stuff that I'm into? Because occasionally I do get those comments, and I always appreciate them. But if you're not, what kind of stuff are you into? I'd be interested to learn about it a little bit, get to know my audience a little bit more. Because I know, I see, the statistics and stuff, and it's like, this is your general age bracket, and, this is typically where they come from and stuff. But at the same time, let's get to know each other a little bit better. That's how we build the audience together, right? Anyway, bye.